But this entire season hinges on the quarterback and the coach finding their way together.
Yes.
Like that to me will always be the
one
most important
one
story.
in 1A or however you want to term it.
Absolutely.
I'm rooting. I said this to Pat on the podcast the other day. I think I've told this to you on the air too. I have a rooting interest in the left tackle position. I am rooting for Ozzy Trapilo.
So am I. He's a BC kid.
Will this new era of Bears football be great? That's my poll question today, and I gave you 3 answers.
I love the Bears. How much do you love them? A ton? Half a ton? Or just a little bit under a ton?
It's a yes or no question with 3 answers. It's yes, no, or I'm in wait-and-see mode. Are you willing to step out today on day 1 and say, yes, this new era of Bears football will be great?
Great?
Great. Well, what do you want me to say? Different? I mean, they're all different in just stinky ways. Like,
Boy,
I
it's
was
so
trying to
hard to predict greatness. You got a new coach. You got a new quarterback. That's why it's a good web poll question.
What would you term the Lovey era? Was the Lovey era great?
I would say very good.
Very good, because to be great, you have to win a Super Bowl, would you say? Or would you have to go to the playoffs more often?
Probably it would have been considered great had they gone to the playoffs more frequently.
There were too many 9 and 7s in there where they didn't make the postseason.
They only made it once out of the last 6 years, but it was a very good stretch of time.
What was it? It was 05, 06, and 10. He made him three playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's not enough to say great. In 10 years?
Like you could say the Bills era of football currently is great, even though they've not won a Super Bowl.
Have they even gone to a Super Bowl? Did they? They haven't gone to a Super Bowl.
But wouldn't you say that there's been greatness of the Bills era of football?
If you haven't even gone to a Super Bowl, I don't know. We're just mincing words, but it's been very, very good. Well, the Ravens have won a Super Bowl.
Not with the current era.
That's true. And they've been very, very good.
I'm saying Lamar, he's won a couple MVPs. They're consistently in the 1 or 2
sure, yeah. I would say yes. I mean, if you're consistently going to the AFC or the NFC title game, you've had a great run over the course of time.
Ray does not like my question. Ray, I was thinking about this too. You're on ESPN 1000.
No, I like your question, but if your response is I'm in wait and see mode, then your answer is no. You can't have 3 options for yes or no.
Well, we can, and we often do.
Yeah,
in our crazy world,
we do it, right? I mean, come on.
But I'm with Ray. I think it's not as much fun to say, well, I'll call it great when I see it. Like, I think the fun of sports is predicting if it's going to be a great era. Or like if Ben Johnson's going to be a great coach.
What is your hurdle, or what would you classify as great?
I
mean, because if you ask me yes or no,
the term, I think we're kind of going now
consistently in the playoffs.
Yeah,
if you gave me yes or no, I'm going to vote yes because of all of the stuff I have said. I believe in the coach. I believe in the quarterback. I believe in the quarterback and the coach. I believe in what they've done. I believe in the coaching staff in total. So I believe that better times are ahead, so I would have to respond yes versus no.
Well, how would you respond, Ray? Are you in yes or no mode?
I'm in yes mode.
Oh, good. Why?
Because I want to be, right? I'm ready for it. So my answer is just yes. I'm an eternal optimistic, and I'm ready for the Bears to be great again.
Yeah. Yeah,
I got to tell you guys, too, and I know I've said this a bunch, but, we've always said, I want to find my Kevin O'Connell. I want to find our Sean McVay. I want to find our, Shanny. I want to find, one of these guys that takes you to another level offensively. And I do believe you have found a guy that can do that in Ben Johnson.
Yeah, me too.
And people that say, well, he's never been a head coach before. The 3 guys I just mentioned were not first-time head coach, or were not experienced head coaches.
Exactly.
They were first-time head coaches.
Right. Ben Johnson was asked about that. Then I'll play the offensive line stuff. 332-3776. On how does he get good at managing the games as a head coach? Because remember, as an OC, and we talked about this last week, will he be as chancy as Dan Campbell? Like, will he go for it as much? How will he be with timeouts? And he was asked, hey, when you've not done that before, how do you get better at that?
It's how you get good at anything. I think it's repetition over and over and over again. You watch tape, you put yourself in that mindset. If I was here now in this situation, what would I do? That's why the situations we practice over the course of camp are going to be huge for not only me, but for also the rest of the staff and the players to figure out how my mind works so that they can play off of that accordingly. I just hope we can in 6 weeks get enough reps to feel good going into week 1. That's the challenge. This is a race now. Like, everything's a race. We got to get our fundamentals down. We got to get our execution down. Like, this is going to be a challenge. Certainly for the first year with new systems on both sides of the ball. That's the fun part of it too, though. That's the challenge that we want, and it's going to be some hard work.
This is a race now, is like the money bite of the entire press conference.
The concept of that is going to be something that is we're going to have to wait and see. How will he handle those strategic decisions? Because go back to Detroit, and it was set up perfectly. I think it was easier for Dan Campbell to make the decision to go for it on 4th down all that time because he wasn't the game planner and the play caller. I think it was easier on Ben Johnson because all you had to do was give him the initiative. We're going for it on 4th down. Now dial up the play. Now he's going to have to do both. He's going to have to be the guy that makes the strategic decision, and then he's got to be the guy that comes up with a play that gets you that 4th down. So that's where I think maybe the biggest issue that needs to be resolved lies, and I think that he's right. The only way that you're going to find out if you're good at that stuff is to do it.
Yes. And while I watch Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams like as 1 and 1A, maybe the most important camp story. Caleb's the most important story in the season, but I think the most important camp story is left tackle. Would you agree with that?
I would still say how do Caleb Williams takes to this offense is the most important camp story. But who starts at left tackle is going to be important.
Like, I think we'll know more in the games with Caleb than we will. We'll get an indicator, but I think we don't know who the hell their starter is at left tackle.
That may end up being fluid too. I mean, you may start the season with Braxton Jones and go to Ozzy Trapilo. I don't know. I mean, it will be very interesting to see what materializes. I guess Braxton Jones will be cleared for activity.
Yes.
But they're going to have to ramp him up.
This is what he said about, he was asked about the 3-person offensive line race. And he was asked, does Braxton Jones have a leg up since he's been your starting left tackle?
Yeah, I would like to think his experience will help him, but we're coming in with blank slates right now. And so they're just because a guy's played and another guy hasn't in this league, we're going to let the competition play out, and we'll see where it goes.
And he clarified again, and I believe they did this in minicamp where they basically told you, no, forget about Darnell Wright at left tackle. And so they asked him again, does this mean with Amagaji, with Braxton Jones and Ozzy Trapilo, will Darnell Wright join that competition? And this was his answer.
That's why everything's going to matter. Every play matters. It all is going to matter as we go through this thing. And so I can't tell you I've been through a 3-man race before. And so each play is going to be evaluated, and they got to take full advantage of each opportunity that they get.
We should expect to see Darnell Wright in this mix at left tackle, like at some point in time.
Our plan is to keep Darnell at the right side right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So he's not part of the competition then?
For the left side, I'd say Karan's still part of that.
And this is where I think the joint practices really is going to play a vital role in the determination who's your starting left tackle. Because it's one thing to go up against the guys that you practice against all the time, but how does Ozzy Trapilo handle facing a Miami front? How does he handle the Buffalo front? How does Braxton Jones handle it? How does Karan Amagaji handle that? I think this is going to be instrumental in them deciding who's the best fit there. But to go back to it, I'm not diminishing the importance of that thing working itself out. But this entire season hinges on the quarterback and the coach finding their way together.
Yes.
Like that to me will always be the
one
most important
one
story.
in 1A or however you want to term it.
Absolutely.
I'm rooting. I said this to Pat on the podcast the other day. I think I've told this to you on the air too. I have a rooting interest in the left tackle position. I am rooting for Ozzy Trapilo.
So am I. He's a BC kid.
But my reasoning for rooting for Trapilo is He's your second round pick, one of your second round picks. You take guys in the second round to start. If Braxton Jones is starting, we already know where he is as a player. He's, at best, he's what, solid? At best, he's okay.
PFF would like to have a word with you, but I'm with you. I think he's been serviceable.
My eyes would like to have a word with PFF, though.
Sure.
Because he gets bull rushed constantly.
You should call him.
And he's going to be a free agent. So if Braxton Jones is your starter and Ozzy Trapilo, one of your second-round picks, is not playing and he's on the bench, now are you confused about what you're going to do with Braxton Jones going forward? With just solid? I want a better than solid, better than okay left tackle.
I think you're right. I think that the best outcome would be that Ozzy Trapilo takes a hold of this opportunity and runs with
that
it.
you found your long-term solution in this year's draft.
Yes.
Going forward.
And then Braxton Jones can be a swing tackle.
Yeah, and so can Amagaji. Amagaji could be, maybe move him inside. He could be more of a depth piece as a third-round pick, but in more of a developmental player.
Listen, Ozzy Trapilo is 6'8" and like 340 pounds. That doesn't equate to greatness at left tackle, but if he can show you he can handle that spot, that would be swell.
I want you to explain that, why someone that big and that tall doesn't equate to left tackle. We'll get to that